How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining me today. I am out here at my little day spot, my little day hike spot that I come and hang a hammock and hang out for the day. And I've gotten to the point now to where I'm ready to move away from this area and get further back onto this core land and actually find a good overnight spot. I could definitely do an overnight here. I've stayed out here well past dark. I want to find something that's more of like a permanent base camp kind of thing. One of the most disheartening things about looking for something like this is you feel like you found the perfect spot, and then you build stuff, you kind of get camp set up, you use your time and your effort and energy to get stuff prepared and clear it out and make it comfortable for you, and then someone comes along and tears it all down or messes it all up, and you realize, man, I thought I was back far enough away from everybody. If you look back in some of my older videos, I used to have a day camp that was good for about a year. I called it the dollar camp because I did a little trick where I put $1 on a tree at eye level on your way to it, and that was kind of like my sign that if someone found it, they'd obviously take that $1 because it's a free $1, and I would know. And so for a good 3 or 4 weeks before I started making stuff and building stuff at that location, I just left that $1 up to see if people would like what the traffic was. It was just kind of a way to check the traffic of the humans coming in and out. But like I said, it's really disheartening to feel like you've got a good location and you're trying to set up a spot that's yours that you can go to, and you want some alone time, and you realize that you didn't do quite a good enough job of finding it. So today's video, I wanted to just share some of the tips and tricks that I've learned the hard way on finding a base camp and finding like your own little personal space. And I already mentioned one of the tricks that you can do by leaving a $1 bill up if you found an area that you feel like is a good spot. Another thing that you can do is just look for the general traffic coming up to the area that you're getting to, and then well past it. And if you're kind of in a dead spot between where you see a lot of foot traffic or human sign and stuff, there's a good chance that people are probably passing through that area on their way from one side to the next. So it's not that you're doing anything wrong or illegal or you're guilty of anything by doing it. It's just you don't want to, like I said, put the effort and time into making stuff and only realize that it's not a good enough spot. So like I said, this is an area that's in a lot of my videos that I come to, and I've done a pretty good job of clearing it out, giving myself a tree here and a tree here to hang my hammock from. I've got a tree here that I left to tie off, and then eventually I had plans to build an actual structure running from this big tree here to this other one over here that I tie off from. But the one thing that I've noticed is I've got a lot of animal traffic coming in and out of this area, because there's a game trail just right over here, and then they're using the trail that I've cleared coming in, which is fine. You're going to get that no matter where you are. You're in the woods, you're in their house. But this is where a lot of the activity is coming from. And if you can see, we've got a pretty big den here. There's an underground entrance here, and another one there, and another one here, and then back further, back by this tree is another area that they're coming in and out of. So it's not that I'm worried about these animals. I'm pretty sure it's coon or armadillo. It's just look, there's another one over there too. It's just that I want to respect these animals in the sense that I'm not just coming here and setting stuff up and blocking their ways in and out of their home, and just kind of messing with the ecosystem in that way. So what I'm going to do is cut a trail further back through this way. The creek is here, and I know this land goes this way and turns and wraps around further back that way. So I'm going to head back through here and kind of give some more tips and tricks as to how you can avoid more human traffic even while you're setting your your area. One of the big mistakes that I made early on was I was clearing really nice trails just because everything here is so thick and grown up, and I was making really nice trails to where it was easy for me to get in and out of, especially if I wanted to walk out at night. But the problem to that is that it's easy for everyone else to find and see. So kind of what I did with this area was I left most of it uncleared leading up to here, and as I got closer, just right on the outside of this, I made a trail for me. So it's not like I'm giving them a clear sign or giving a person a clear sign, hey, keep following this through the woods and eventually you're going to get to a big nice open area where there's stuff there that you can jack with. So when you go to clear a trail, just make sure that you're doing just enough to make it easier, like with vines and stuff. But when it comes to bigger saplings and bigger trees, or you know, things that are over thumb size, that it's noticeable if they're gone, that's a clear sign, hey man, somebody's been here, I can keep going this way, and you know, who knows what we're going to find. Because it's just a curiosity most of the time. I think it's just a curiosity that someone has where they're walking through the woods, you know, just like what I would be doing, and then they find something that makes them want to keep going further and further. When an area like this comes through, I just try to navigate my way through it, and trim back with my machete some of the vines and stuff that are up in my face, or you know, tingling my boots and stuff up. And then other than that, I just kind of leave it the way it is, just so that it just is a little bit more discouraging for people that aren't trying to come out here and do what I'm doing, you know, stay in the night and whatnot. The reason why I was wanting to share this stuff with you is just because if you're like me and where I live in a city, there's not huge national forest and public land and all that here. So the public land that I do find is pretty small, and then if it's not public land, if it's something that's on a state park or whatever, there's different things you got to abide by and think about. A lot of questions on my YouTube channel from people, but when I do, I try to answer them. I am a smaller channel, but the most frequent question I get is either people in my area or people kind of on the outside that know and deal with kind of the same thing I do. Where are you doing this stuff at? Where are you going and making a fire and hanging out for the day? And like I said, public land is going to be your best bet. And then when it comes to finding a good location, just kind of keep in the back of your mind, the harder it is for you to get there, the harder it's going to be for someone else that's not trying to do what you're doing to get there. So even the places that I thought, man, this is a pretty good spot, I don't think a lot of people are going to fool with walking through a lot of this mess, I found foot traffic, and I found stuff that there were people that came in and looked at everything and whatever. So just take the extra measure of going through thick stuff. Like right here, I've got really heavy branches and stuff that I'm literally going to have to crawl over and crawl under and all that. Most people aren't going to do that. Most people are not going to try to do any kind of water crossing because they don't want to risk falling in or getting wet. So it's kind of a little strategy you got to develop, but it's worth it because then you can find some place that you really enjoy spending time at, that you know is quiet, you know it's to yourself, and you know that you can practice some of these skills, you know, lashing stuff together and building things, and practicing your fire skills, and what it's like to kind of make a base camp and all that. So I just wanted to share a real quick video with you. I've got to keep going and clear some more brush and hopefully try to find something. I'm trying to get a good base camp area or a personal space for this winter, so that I can do some overnights and stuff and not have to drive anywhere. I can just walk to this place. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everything you do for my channel and all the views, and get outside and enjoy the woods.